Hey there, fellow treasure hunters. Let me ask you something. What if I told you that one little coin jingling in your pocket, sitting in your junk drawer, or lost in the cushions of your grandma's old couch could make you a millionaire overnight? Now, I know you're thinking, come on, that sounds like something from a late night infomercial, right? But today, I've got news that might just have you diving headfirst into that jar of coins you've been ignoring for years. We're talking about the 1995p Washington quarter, yep. A regular OL quarter. Not gold. Not diamond encrusted. Just your average looking 25-cent coin that's now worth a jaw-dropping $1.6 million in today's collector's market. I'm not joking, and I'm not selling you anything. I'm just here to blow your mind and maybe make you a little richer in the process. So grab a drink, get comfy, and let's dig into the fascinating story of how a humble quarter from 1995 turned into one of the most sought-after coins in the world. And stick around to the end, because I've got some insider tips on how to spot the real deal and avoid the fakes. And I'll even share a personal story about the time I almost threw away a coin that could have changed my life. Let's go coin hunting. So, before we dive into the million-dollar madness, let's set the stage. The 1995p Washington quarter was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, hence the little p mint mark on the obverse side, just under the motto "In God We Trust." The obverse, or front of the coin, still featured good old George Washington, as it had since 1932. Now, in 1995, there was nothing particularly rare about the quarter. The mint churned out over 1.1 billion of them. That's billion with a B. But as any seasoned collector will tell you, sometimes, rarity isn't just about how many were made. It's about how many have survived in pristine, untouched condition, and more importantly, how many have wild, freaky minting errors that slipped through the cracks. Which brings us to, the most valuable 1995p Washington quarter isn't just any quarter. Nope. It's one with a very specific, dramatic mint error. We're talking about double dies, off-center strikes, and in some rare cases, a clash die that left ghostly images on the coin's surface. And now, here's the kicker: there are a handful of 1995p quarters that have been discovered with an extreme doubling on the obverse. That means George's face and the inscriptions around him look like they'd had one too many espressos. Everything's blurry, like it was stamped twice. This type of error is called double die obverse, and it can increase a coin's value like crazy. For the 1995p quarter, one of these super rare double die versions, in mint condition, recently sold for over $1.6 million at auction. Why? Because of its combination of rarity, condition, and demand from collectors who go wild for extreme errors like this. And trust me, they'll pay the big bucks for coins that stand out from the rest. First, check the mint mark. If it's got a P under "In God We Trust," you're in the right zone. Second, grab a magnifying glass or even use your phone's zoom camera. You're looking for clear signs of doubling. Look closely at the word Liberty, the date, and Washington's eye. If the letters seem thick, fuzzy, or like they've been stamped twice, you might just be holding a jackpot. Third, condition matters. Mint state or uncirculated coins are worth the most. That means the coin looks practically brand new, with no scratches, no wear and tear, and a shiny surface. Oh, and one last thing, don't clean it ever. Coin collectors prefer coins in their original condition. Even if it's got a bit of tarnish, leave it be. You'd be shocked how many people ruin a perfectly valuable coin with a little soap and water. And now, let me tell you about the time I almost tossed away a small fortune. So a few years back, I was cleaning out my dad's old coin jar. You know, the one dusty, crusty, filled with pennies that looked like they fought in World War II. And in the middle of that mess, I spotted a shiny 1995 quarter. Something about it just looked off. The lettering seemed thicker, and George had this weird shadow around his face. I figured, probably just a smudge. I was this close to tossing it in the change machine at the grocery store when my nephew said, "Uncle Ray, isn't that one of those error coins?" Turns out the little guy had been watching coin videos on YouTube. Smart kid. I pulled out my phone, zoomed in, and my jaw hit the floor. Doubling. Clear as day. I almost had a heart attack. Now, I didn't get $1.6 million for it, but I did sell it to a collector for a 5-figure sum that helped me pay off some credit card debt and take a much-needed vacation. Always check your change. Always listen to your nephew. Coin collectors are like treasure hunters. And what they want more than anything is uniqueness. Mint errors like the one on the 1995p quarter are like finding a typo in the Declaration of Independence. They're freaks of nature, accidents that turned into gold mines, and it's not just the die errors. Some collectors pay top dollar for coins with unusual toning, die cracks, or even planchet flaws, like when a coin is struck on the wrong type of metal. So if you've got a weird looking coin, don't dismiss it. It might just be the oddball that turns into $1 million miracle. The 1995 P. Washington quarter might seem like just another coin in the couch cushions, but as we've learned, it could also be your golden ticket. Go through your coins. Every single one. Check those quarter jars, old wallets, glove boxes, and junk drawers. Use your phone or a magnifier to look for doubling on the 1995 P quarters. If you think you've got something special, take it to a professional coin appraiser or a reputable dealer. Don't sell it on a whim. If you liked this video, learned something new, or just enjoyed the ride, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I've got loads more videos coming your way with real coin values, secret strategies, and insider tips that'll help you turn your spare change into serious cash. Also, drop a comment and let me know if you've ever found a rare coin or if you're planning to raid Grandma's house this weekend to check her coin stash. Hey, welcome back, coin hunters and couch collectors. Buckle up because today we are diving deep into a regular old pocket change that's not so regular after all. It's shiny, it's familiar, and it might just be your ticket to becoming a millionaire. Now hold on to your flip-flops because this might shock you. A 1998 P. Washington quarter dollar, yeah, the one you probably used to buy a gumball back in the day, could now be worth up to $1.7 million. That's right. Not $17, not $1,700, we're talking full-on millionaire money from one lonely little quarter. You might want to go raid the jar of coins your grandma keeps next to the remote control, because today we're talking about the 1998 P quarter and what makes this unassuming little slice of metal such a superstar. Stick around to the end, because I've got some tips on how to tell if your quarter is the golden goose, plus a personal story about how I nearly threw away a coin that could have paid off my entire mortgage and then some. Alright, let's start with the basics. The 1998 P. Washington quarter was minted in Philadelphia, hence the P mint mark. Over 896 million of these coins were struck. That's a whole lot of change. So, you might be thinking, how the heck can something so common be worth over $1 million? Well, that's where things get juicy. Because hidden among all those millions of quarters are a few very rare versions with minting errors, exceptional condition, or both. And when collectors see something like that, the bidding paddles come out, and the prices go through the roof. There are a few reasons. First off, mint errors. These can be things like double dies, off-center strikes, planchet errors, you name it. And if your 1998 P quarter has one of these weird quirks, it just might be special enough to command big money. Another key is condition. The more pristine, the better. Coins that are graded MS67 or higher, that's mint state, for you beginners, are considered collector gold. A nearly flawless quarter from 1998? That's like finding a vintage Mustang that's never left the garage. Now let's talk about the coin, the legendary 1998 P quarter that sold for $1.7 million at auction. This baby was flawless. We're talking near perfect strike, shimmering luster, no signs of wear, like it had been wrapped in a cloud and cradled by angels since 1998. It also had a rare die variety, a double die reverse that only a handful of experts have ever seen. The auction went nuts. Bidding started at 6 figures, and it climbed faster than a squirrel on espresso. When the gavel came down, someone walked away with a shiny little quarter worth more than most houses. Great question. First, grab a magnifying glass or use the zoom on your phone. Look closely at the reverse side, that's the side with the eagle. If you notice any doubling in the text, like on the words quarter dollar or United States of America, you might have a double die reverse. That little P on the front, make sure it looks right. Sometimes the shape or placement can be a clue to a rare variety. Next, check the condition. Is it shiny? Are there any scratches or wear on Washington's cheek? If not, you might want to send it off for grading. Alright, time for a little story. A couple years ago, I was helping my uncle clean out his garage. You know, dusty old boxes, spiderwebs, VHS tapes, the usual. In one of the boxes was this old Folgers coffee tin packed with coins. Now, being the curious coin nerd I am, I took a peek. Nothing fancy, a bunch of state quarters and wheat pennies. But I did see a super shiny 1998 P quarter in there. I almost kept it, but my uncle was like, toss it in with the rest. I'll cash it in later. Well, guess what? That exact coin, had a weird-looking mint mark. And I didn't think anything of it until months later when I saw an article about the $1 million 1998 P quarter with the odd mint mark and doubled reversed. Let's just say I now lose sleep thinking that I might have tossed away $1 million coin for a stale cup of diner coffee. A first step, get that coin graded. PCGS and NGC are the top two companies. They'll authenticate it, grade it, and seal it up in a fancy holder that proves it's legit. After that, you'll want to consult a rare coin dealer or auction house. Don't just list it on eBay and hope for the best. A pro can help you get top dollar and avoid scammers while you're at it. And hey, if it is worth $1.7 million, take a picture. Frame it. Tattoo it on your arm if you want. Because you just joined the Millionaires Club, and you did it with a $1970s quarters with overstrikes from Canadian coins, 2004 Wisconsin quarters with extra leaves, 1999 Delaware quarters with major die breaks, and of course, any silver quarter from before 1965 has some serious melt value too. Your change might just be your retirement plan, if you're looking closely. Alright folks, that's the wild story of the 1998 P Washington quarter worth $1.7 million. From a coin you could have gotten in change at a laundromat, to a life-changing windfall. Go dig through those couch cushions, check under the car seat, call your aunt who keeps a stash of coins in an old cookie tin. You never know what treasure is hiding in plain sight. And hey, if you enjoyed hanging out and learning about millionaire-making coins, do me a favor, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications. I've got more videos coming up that'll blow your coin-loving mind. Want tips on how to sell your rare pennies for top dollar? Wondering what your old nickels might be worth? Or just want to avoid being the guy who accidentally spends a $2 million coin on a soda? Then you're in the right place. Hey coin hunters, welcome back to the channel where your pocket change could make you a millionaire. You heard that right. So before you chuck that quarter into a vending machine for a bag of chips, hold on tight because that 25-cent piece might actually be worth $1.8 million. Yeah, I said million, with an M. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most underrated, overlooked coins in circulation, the 2020 P mint mark Ware Farm quarter. Yup, the one with the guy painting. Looks innocent enough, right? But there's a version of this coin that has collectors foaming at the mouth and auction houses swinging bids like it's the Super Bowl of numismatics, and I know what you're thinking. How can a coin made just a few years ago already be worth more than your cousin's brand new truck? Well, buckle up. We're going into detail about what makes this quarter a jackpot, how to spot the valuable one, and a personal story about how I almost spent one at a toll booth. You don't want to miss this. So, if you're into coins, hidden treasures, and avoiding million-dollar mistakes, hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and ring that bell like it's the ice cream truck. Let's get rich off a quarter, shall we? Let's set the stage. The Ware Farm quarter is part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program. Each coin in this series celebrates a national park or site, and the Ware Farm coin pays tribute to Ware Farm National Historic Site in Connecticut, a place known as the only national park dedicated to American painting. That's right. This place is all about creativity, brush strokes, and a whole lot of trees. Released in 2020, the Ware Farm quarter features an artist, allegedly Julian Alden Ware himself, painting in plein air. That's a fancy French term meaning painting outdoors or painting in bug-infested humidity, depending on who you ask. Now, the coin itself is pretty common. Millions were struck. But, and here's the million-dollar kicker, not all coins are created equal. You'll notice a little P on the obverse side of the coin, just to the right of Washington's ponytail. That P means it was minted in Philadelphia. And out of all the Ware Farm quarters out there, the Philadelphia Mint gave birth to a very rare breed of error coin that collectors are drooling over. This isn't your average circulation coin. It's a rare, high-grade, perfectly preserved, error-laced, possibly double-die, potentially mistruck, maybe even off-center Ware Farm quarter that's been graded MS68 or higher. That's Mint State 68, folks. That's like finding a French fry in your bag that's still hot. It's rare. It's beautiful. And it's worth more than most houses. Okay, here's where things get juicy. This specific Ware Farm quarter sold for $1.8 million because of a few wild and specific features: no scratches, no wear, no bag marks. A coin so pristine you'd think it never saw daylight. The lettering on Washington's face, like Liberty and In God We Trust, may have visible doubling, making it a double die error. This happens during the minting process and is incredibly rare. Struck on wrong planchet, some ultra-rare versions were mistakenly struck on planchets meant for other coins. That mistake can be the difference between $250,000 and $250,000. A few known errors were slightly off-center, creating a unique visual and serious collector appeal. Combine any of these traits, or all, and you're looking at a retirement plan wrapped in copper and nickel. A few years ago, I was driving through Connecticut, ironically, heading toward a state park for a weekend hike. Pulled up to one of those old-fashioned toll booths, the kind where you toss quarters into a bucket and hope you hear the clink. I reached into my little dashboard stash of coins, you know the one, filled with loose change, tic-tacs, and one dried-out ketchup packet from 2014. I grabbed a handful and tossed in 2 quarters. That night, back at the cabin, I emptied my pockets and realized something weird. I had a Ware Farm quarter, pristine, shiny, and flawless. My gut told me to look it up. I spent the next hour comparing it to photos online, looking for errors, inspecting the doubling, the strike, the luster, the mint mark. Turns out, the one I didn't spend was just a regular coin. But the one I did throw into the toll bucket? That one had a slight off-center strike and doubling on the lettering. You know that slow-motion horror feeling, like when you drop your phone screen first onto concrete? That's what I felt. I still think about that coin, sitting somewhere in the Connecticut Department of Transportation's coin jar, living its best $1 million life. You'll need it to see doubling or fine details. Check that obverse side. If it doesn't have the P, you're out of luck. Double dies, off-center strikes, and planchet errors are what you want. If it shines like it just rolled off the press, that's a good sign. If it looks promising, send it to PCGS or NGC for professional grading, and please, don't just throw it into the Coinstar machine. That's like putting gold bars in a gumball machine. You might think, it's just a coin. But here's the deal, coins are time capsules. They tell stories, carry history, and sometimes, carry life-changing value. The 2020 P Ware Farm quarter is proof that even recent coins can have insane value if you know what to look for. Plus, think about it. How many people are walking around with valuable coins in their pockets right now and have no idea? That's the fun of it. You're not just collecting coins, you're going on a treasure hunt, alright, coin hunters. There you have it, the story of how a simple 2020 P Ware Farm quarter could be your ticket to a millionaire lifestyle. It's not just about luck. It's about awareness, patience, and a little bit of obsession. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just a curious soul digging through your couch cushions, never underestimate the power of pocket change. Because one day, that 25-cent coin might buy you a mansion, a sports car, or maybe even just a better couch to dig through. And now, before you go flipping through your change jar like a maniac, do me a solid. Smash that like button if you learned something new today. Hit subscribe for more coin hunting strategies, tips, and stories. And turn on those notifications so you don't miss the next episode. We've got coins worth hundreds, thousands, and yes, even millions. Hey there, coin lovers, garage diggers, sock drawer treasure hunters, and curious clickers who saw the words $1.9 million and thought, wait, what now? Let me ask you a question. What would you do if I told you the next time you reach into your cup holder for laundry quarters, one of those dusty old coins could be worth more than a Ferrari? Yeah, not just any quarter. I'm talking about a regular-looking 1993 Washington quarter. The kind you probably flipped to decide who's doing the dishes. That same quarter could be worth a whopping $1.9 million today, and no, I haven't lost my mind, yet. That little P mint mark quarter from 1993 could be your golden ticket. Now, before you go emptying your coin jar and flipping the couch cushions upside down, sit tight. In the next 50 minutes, I'm gonna break down exactly why this coin is worth so much, how to tell if yours is the $1 million version, and I'll even share a personal story that might just make you double-check that stash of loose change in your glove box, and I promise we'll keep it light, fun, and full of juicy tips that might just make you the next accidental millionaire. The 1993 P Washington quarter is a standard issue coin. Minted in Philadelphia, hence the P mint mark, and featuring our good old buddy George Washington on the front, looking stoic as ever. And now, most of these coins are worth exactly what you'd expect. 25 cents. You could buy a pack of gum or feed a hungry meter for 15 minutes, if you're lucky. But then, there's the unicorn. The error coins. The ultra-grade coins. The ones that somehow dodged the chaos of mass production and emerged from the mint looking like they were crafted by angels with white gloves and laser focus. You know how mistakes usually lower value? Not with coins. A double die, off-center strike, or a dramatic planchet error can skyrocket a coin's value. The 1993 $1 million quarter? Rumor has it, it was a perfect storm. 1 part ultra-rare strike error, 1 part pristine condition, and a generous dash of collector frenzy. The difference between a pocket-worn coin and a $1.9 million gem is all in the grading. If your quarter is graded MS68 or higher by PCGS or NGC, we're talking moonshot territory. That's like finding a classic muscle car in mint condition, still wrapped in plastic. Some coins are like famous paintings. Their history makes them valuable. The known 1993 P quarter that sold for nearly $1.9 million? It had all the credentials. Certified, auctioned at a major house, and hyped up by big league collectors. Here's how you can play detective with your own coins. That's the little P just to the right of Washington's ponytail double die, especially in the lettering or numbers, off-center strike, any noticeable shift in design, die cracks or cuts, odd raised lines or bumps. Don't guess. If you think your coin has potential, send it in to be professionally graded. Don't clean it. That's like washing a Picasso with dish soap. Back in 2011, I was helping my uncle move. You know the drill: boxes of dusty books, random VHS tapes, and 3 coffee makers for some reason. And one of those boxes was a giant old Tupperware filled with coins. Quarters, nickels, a few Chuck E. Cheese tokens, you name it. I grabbed a couple of coins just for fun. One of them was a shiny 1993 quarter. Looked brand new. I almost used it to buy a Mountain Dew later that day. Fast forward a few years. I'm watching a video just like this one, talking about valuable quarters. I go back to my drawer, dig out that old coin, and boom, it's a 1993 P. Sharp details, no visible wear. I nearly passed out. MS67. Not the $1.9 million one, but still, worth a few $100. All because I didn't spend it on soda. Moral of the story? You never know where treasure is hiding. Sometimes it's in a box labeled Uncle Joe's junk. Check coin rolls from the bank. Seriously, for $10 you can grab 40 quarters and hunt away. Look through your change jar. Start with what you've already got. Hit yard sales and estate sales. People sell coin collections for pennies on the dollar. Join a local coin club or forum. Great place to learn and trade. Use apps and guides. There are excellent coin ID apps to spot value quickly. Your coin is like fishing. The more you cast, the better your chances. Of the humble 1993 P. Washington quarter, a coin most folks overlook, but the lucky few discover is worth nearly $2 million. It's not just about luck though. It's about knowing what to look for. It's about turning curiosity into opportunity. And maybe, just maybe, it's about hanging onto that old quarter from your sock drawer just a little longer before you run off to raid your coin jar. Do me a solid, hit that subscribe button. Stick around for more stories, more coin tips, and more chances to turn loose change into life-changing money. Drop a comment if you've got a 1993 P quarter or found a crazy coin you want me to talk about. Next time someone tells you money doesn't grow on trees, just smile and go check your change again. Thanks for watching. Keep collecting. Keep dreaming. And I'll see you in the next video. Hey there, coin hunters and pocket change champions. Before you drop that quarter in the vending machine for a sad bag of chips, you might want to take a closer look. What if I told you that a seemingly ordinary 1992 D Washington quarter could be worth a staggering $1 million? Yup, you heard that right. $1 million. That's more than some folks' retirement accounts and definitely more than my cousin Randy's entire wardrobe, and trust me, he thinks Crocs go with suits. In this video, we're diving deep into the incredible story behind the 1992 D Washington quarter dollar. We'll talk about its features, what makes it worth a fortune, how to spot one, and even toss in a few laughs along the way. I'll even share a story about the time I almost spent a rare coin at a toll booth. Yeah, I still lose sleep over that one. So grab a cup of coffee, empty your change jar, and let's go treasure hunting. The Washington quarter has been around since 1932, originally created to celebrate George Washington's 200th birthday. Over the years, it's been minted in countless designs, from the classic eagle on the back to all those stayed in America the beautiful editions, but in 1992, the US Mint still used the original design, good old George on the front and the eagle on the reverse. And the Denver Mint, marked by a little D under Washington's neck, cranked out millions of these quarters. So how can one of them be worth $1 million? Well, it turns out a small number of 1992 D quarters were struck with a proof reverse. Yeah, you heard right, some got a special backside, the kind usually reserved for proof coins made for collectors, not for circulation. It's like putting premium leather seats in a budget sedan by accident. The proof reverse has sharp details. We're talking crisp feathers on the eagle, bold letters, and deep strikes. It was never meant for regular quarters, but somehow maybe a mint worker had a little too much coffee or got distracted by fantasy football. These special dies got used on regular business strike coins. So when that rare pairing happens, a business strike obverse with a proof reverse, you get a rare coin. And when collectors sniff out a rarity like this, prices skyrocket. Only a handful of these 1992 D quarters with the proof reverse are known to exist. And the demand? Through the roof. That's how we end up with one selling for close to $1 million at auction. And that's not even the highest price it could go for. Coin values tend to rise with hype and scarcity. Start with a magnifying glass. Seriously, it's worth the $10. You want to look closely at the reverse, the eagle side, exceptionally bold lettering, especially in United States of America. Any pluribus unum, feather details that are razor-sharp. A polished, almost mirror-like look to the fields. Now compare it to a regular 1992 D quarter from your pocket. If the reverse looks way crisper, you might just have a jackpot. If you're not sure, take it to a coin dealer. And not just some guy who runs a pawn shop and thinks all coins are kind of shiny. You want a certified professional, preferably someone who's dealt with rare varieties. Now let me tell you a story. This one still haunts me. Back in 2012, I was driving to visit my in-laws, and I had 1 quarter left for the toll. I reached into the center console and pulled out a coin I remembered stashing away because it looked different. I didn't think much of it, just figured it was shiny. Well, I was late, the toll line was long, and my wife was giving me the "don't make us any later" look. I panicked. I tossed the coin in the basket. Months later, while browsing a coin forum, I came across an article about the 1992 D proof reverse quarter. It showed a picture, and I swear to you, it looked exactly like the one I tossed at that toll booth. So yeah. Somewhere in a government toll vault, my $1 million quarter might be sitting there, or maybe some lucky toll worker retired early. Let that be a lesson. Check your change. While not every 1992 D quarter is going to net you 7 figures, the verified proof reverse varieties have sold for anywhere from $50,000 to over $1 million depending on condition and certification. Collectors will pay premiums for coins with strong strikes, original mint luster, and no damage. That means don't clean your coins with toothpaste or baking soda, no matter what your Uncle Larry says. That's like trying to clean a Picasso with a Mr. Clean Magic Eraser. Certified examples from PCGS and NGC, the top 2 grading services, are worth the most. If yours is authentic, you could be looking at a life-changing amount of money change from cash purchases, gas stations, fast food, flea markets. Ask for $10 worth of quarters and sort through them. Sometimes people dump old coin jars on the cheap. If you've got an eye for detail, you might catch something they missed. Persistence is key. Treat it like a modern-day treasure hunt. You might not find it on the first try, but when you do, well, you won't be driving through toll booths ever again. So, there you have it. The humble 1992 D Washington quarter, an everyday coin with $1 million potential. It's like finding a diamond in your sock drawer or discovering your old Beanie Baby is worth more than your car. Rarity is in the details. The proof reverse is the key. And your best shot at finding one? Keep hunting, keep checking, and don't underestimate the coins you come across daily. If you enjoyed this video and you're ready to turn your loose change into luxury, hit that subscribe button right now. We've got more videos coming on rare pennies, nickels, and dimes that could make you rich without lifting a shovel. Smash that like button, share it with a friend who always says coins are boring, and comment below if you've got a 1992 D quarter. You never know, we might just help you retire early. Hey folks, let me hit you with a question that might just shake up your whole coin jar situation. Have you ever dug into your change and thought, just some quarters? Well, what if I told you that one of those beat-up old coins could be worth more than a luxury house, a brand new Lambo, and a lifetime supply of cheeseburgers combined? I'm talking about the 1982 P Washington quarter. That's right. One little coin. Just 25 cents. But in the right condition and with the right traits, it's turning heads in the collecting world with a jaw-dropping value of $1.1 million. Yeah, million with 6 zeros. Not a typo. So before you chuck that quarter into a vending machine for a soda, you better watch this video till the end. Because today, we're gonna dive into the quirks, the rarities, the backstory, and most importantly, the money behind the 1982p Washington quarter. Stick around. You won't want to miss this treasure hunt. Let's rewind the clock. It's 1982. Gas is cheap, fashion is questionable, and Ronald Reagan is in the White House. But over at the US Mint, something interesting is happening. The Mint's having a bit of a rough year. Budget cuts, economic strain, and rising metal prices mean corners are being cut, literally. Coins are being rushed. Finishes are sloppy. Mint marks are inconsistent. And suddenly, we get a whole bunch of coins minted with small errors, low quality control, and subtle differences, especially in the quarters. The 1982 Washington quarter was struck at 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. But the one we care about, the one that's raking in a cool $1.1 million today, is the 1982p quarter from Philadelphia. The Mint decided to skip making mint sets in 1982 and 1983. That means collectors couldn't just order shiny, perfect examples of these coins. The only way to get one is to circulate it, yep, like pocket change, and most of them got beat up. Tossed in toll booths, scraped in cash registers, dropped in parking lots. So today, finding a pristine 1982p quarter is like spotting Bigfoot riding a unicorn. The few that have survived in top-notch condition are incredibly rare, and collectors are willing to pay a small fortune for one. Add to that the fact that some coins from that year have slight design changes, like differences in the E and Liberty or the ridges on the edge, and boom, you've got a recipe for a valuable collector's item. Alright, let's talk about the coin grading scale real quick, because it matters big time in the price of your 1982p quarter. Coins are graded on the Sheldon scale. From 1 to 70. If your coin looks like it took a beating from a lawnmower, it's probably a 1 or 2. But if your quarter looks like it just rolled out of the mint yesterday, flawless, crisp, with sharp detail, it might score in the high 60s. Now here's the kicker. That $1.1 million 1982p quarter? It's a mint state 68+, which means it's practically perfect. It's like the prom queen of quarters. The Tom Brady of pocket change. The kind of coin that gets its own velvet pillow. Let me tell you a quick story. A few years back, I was helping my uncle clean out his garage. You know how it goes: boxes full of screws, fishing lures, tax paperwork from 1994, and of course, a giant plastic jug of coins. It was heavy enough to break your toe if you dropped it. So we're sorting through it and I see a 1982 quarter. Nothing fancy, I think. Probably sticky from cola and gum wrappers. I set it aside. Fast forward 3 years, I'm researching coin values, and bam. I find out that a pristine 1982p quarter just went to auction for over $1 million. I called my uncle immediately. Hey, remember that old jar of coins? He says, oh yeah, I cashed it in at the grocery store last summer. Gone. Vanished. Just like that. There's a very real chance we tossed a fortune into a Coinstar machine. So yeah, I've learned my lesson. Now every time I see a quarter, I squint at it like it's a rare Picasso. Let's break this down in plain English. Not every 1982p quarter is worth big bucks. In fact, most are still just 25 cents. A flawless surface, no scratches or dents, a bold strike, meaning all the details are super sharp, a lustrous finish, like it's glowing from within, and maybe even a minor error like a double die or off-center strike. You've got a shot at big money, and of course, having it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC can send the value through the roof. Alright, I know some of y'all are digging through your change jars right now. So here's a quick guide to checking your quarters. Look at the date, 1982 only. Look for the mint mark. It must be a P for Philadelphia. Use a magnifying glass, good lighting, and compare to images of high-grade examples online. Misstrikes, doubling, or off-centering can all add value. If it looks real clean, send it into PCGS or NGC. Just because it's 1982p doesn't mean it's worth $1 million. But if it's in mint condition, jackpot, baby. Coin collectors are a passionate bunch. Some guys have spent decades trying to complete Washington quarter sets from 1932 to the present, and those high-grade 1982 PS are one of the hardest to find. So when a nearly flawless one pops up, it's a bidding war. Private collectors, investors, and even museums start flashing their wallets. That's how the price hits $1.1 million, because scarcity plus demand equals $. Don't underestimate the coins in your pocket. That little 1982p Washington quarter might just be your ticket to a new house, a fancy car, or retiring 5 years early. I want you to go check your stash, your glove box, your junk drawer, heck, ask grandma if she's got a jar of change tucked away somewhere, and if you find something promising, don't just Google it, dig in deep. Get it graded. Reach out to experts. You could be sitting on a once-in-a-lifetime payday, and hey, if you enjoyed this video and want more tips on finding rare and valuable coins, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Tap the bell so you don't miss our next treasure hunt. We've got more million-dollar coins to talk about, and you don't want to miss a single one. Drop a comment if you've ever had a close call like mine. Let's swap stories, maybe even feature yours in the next video.